So far we have seen that how we join and combine the result of multiple tables and show it as one into the query with the concept of joins over here. But are joins actually requiring two tables from me? Can it be possible that the table which is required or the info which is required to be sufficiently available in two different tables or multiple tables is due to some issues or due to some data inputs it is available into the same? That how I can get the result from that kind of table and how joins are actually giving me the answer for the same. Let's try to understand it over here. Now if you can see on my screen, I have an employees table over here. So this table name is as employees. And my question from this table is I want to find out the name of manager to which that employee is reporting for each of the employee over here. So I just have one table provided. I have employee ID, I have names of them, and I have reporting IDs which are there. It has not been given okay what employee, or it has not been given a different table related to the employees reporting part or the employees details over here. There is one table related to employee IDs as well as their reporting IDs, and the question which is asked to me is find the reporting manager of each employee. So the question is, they are asking me to find the reporting manager of each employee over here. Now, as I said, I definitely require two tables in order to search the data of the reporting. But due to some issues, the data is ideally possible in one table. Now, how can I use joins over here? We all know that joins are used to combine data from two or more than two tables to generate a result set for us. But there are no two or more than two tables. So what can I do over here is, first of all, let's see the columns which I require to join and get the result set are there or not. So in this table, I have employee IDs related to each employee and I have reporting IDs. So to which this employee is reporting, I have them. And can you see these two columns could be used for us in terms of joining the two tables. But there are no two tables. So can I join a table with itself? The answer is yes. If I want to join and get the result over here, I can join a table with itself. And the concept where the table is joined with itself is known as self-join. Now many people say, okay ma'am, self-join is something which is newly created, or do we have to write a keyword known as self to get a self-join? The answer is no. It will perform just like your inner, left, right join, but just the concept or the name as self has been given by developer. Now this is a join which doesn't have any keyword known as self. It's a developer created join where developers understood the need of this join. Why? Because this kind of data came into consideration when they were performing certain query analysis, where the table which was ideally supposed to be there in two different information, or the information which was ideally supposed to be there in two different tables, is found in one. And that's when they find a need of joining a table with itself with the help of inner, left, right joins which we have studied. So self is not a keyword, or self join is not a keyword. It's a concept where the table is joined with itself. So self as a keyword is used just because a table is joining with itself over here. So let's try to see how a syntax will work for the same. So I will write select star. So I'll write all the columns over here from which table. Now you all must be knowing the first table which is used is your left table. So I'm writing employees over here. Now after writing employees, do I write a keyword known as self join employees over here? So if I write something like this, the query itself here turns wrong. Why? And if this kind of question is asked to you all in interview, the interviewer will get to know, okay, you don't have any idea related to what a self join is. First of all, there is no self as a keyword created in order to do a self join. As I said, it's a developer created join. It's a logic or it's a concept which is used to join two tables, showing it as two different tables, although the base table is the same. So self keyword is not required over here. It's not mandated to be written. You can write your inner, outer, left, right, no matter whatever you mention, but there is no keyword as self. Now, if I do something like this known as, let's say, inner join over here, and I say on employees dot reporting is equals to employees dot employee ID. If I do something like this is still going to give me an error, because in a query, even though you have two tables mentioned, the two table names could not be same. It needs two different tables to be considered to be joining and showing it as a result set. But we are using the same table. So alias or the aliasing concept is very important over here. What it will do? I can alias my table as E, that is employees, and I can alias it as R, that is reporting. So even though the base table from where the query is being returning the outcome is the same, the two tables are shown to different over here with the help of alias. And as I said, joins require minimum two tables to be combined and joined and shown in the result set. So we have a table known as E, which stores data related to employees. We have a table known as R now, which stores the data related to reporting. But if you see, the base table behind both the E's and R's is the same. So this is what it makes itself a self join. What is the meaning of self join? A table, when it joins itself, is known as a concept of self join. And the joining condition is very important over here, because if the joining condition is not correct, it might not give you a required or the desired outcome for the same. So if I say that I want to find the reporting manager of each employee, so from the employees table, I want the reporting part, which is matching from reporting tables employee ID, EID, which is there. And this will provide me the result set related to the same. Now what has happened over here? A table has joined itself because the information is available in the same table which was required to join for us. And this is how self-join works. Now I cannot show the result set over here to you. So the same type of data I have into my database, and I'll show with a practical example for you and show the concept of self-join, writing with respect to inner, left, right, and so on. And we will also write and try to write a joining condition with the help of where clause. Let's try to understand over here. So if you can see on my screen, a self join is a type of join where the table joins with itself, allowing it to compare rows within the same table. So rows are compared within the same table in order to generate the result set. Remember, there is no self join as a keyword. So if I have a table known as employees, select star from employees, which is there. And as I said, the example which I gave you on board. So I have employee number, I have last name, first name, extension, email, office code, reports to. So 1002 does not reports to anyone. So he or she doesn't have any reporting manager. 1056 reports to 1002. So this is going to be the reporting manager of this employee, and that's what I wanted to know, or I wanted to get into the outcome. So if you see my database, there is no manager table or no reporting manager table available. So as I said, when when the data which was ideally supposed to be available in two different tables or multiple tables is by some issues or by some discrepancy or the data related constraints or data insertion part is available in the same table. But still I can write a query in order to generate the outcome for the same, and that's when developer came up with a concept known as self join. So the question was, find the reporting manager of each employee. So I want to know the reporting manager of each employee over here. So select star from employees. It is showing me the employees detail. I want to know the reporting manager over here for each employee. So I want to use employee number and reports to match with each other and get the name of the reporting manager. For an example, 1002 doesn't have any reporting manager. 1056 does have a reporting manager of 1002, that is this employee is the reporting manager of this employee, and that's what I wanted to know. So if I use a keyword known as self join employees, if I do something like this, this is going to be what? I'll write on. What is an on condition? I'll write employees dot reports to is equals to employees dot employee number. And when I execute this query, you can see nothing is being written. There is no self join as a part working over here, and no outcome is generated. Even though the query is running successfully, no outcome is generated for the same. Now if I do inner join over here, you can see when I'm doing inner join, what is a query? Not unique table or alias employees. So it requires two different tables from where the table would be joining. But is there any two different table join happening? No. It is showing the same table. So it is asking no unique tables or alias. Either the table name should be unique, or the alias which you give or the token name which you give should also be unique. So I'll write as E and I'll write as R. So when I write like this, you can see it's having an issue into the same. So employees dot reports to employees dot employee number. Now the table names are E and R, so that might give you an issue. Now on condition, what I'm going to write in on condition? If you see an employees table, this table is named as E, the same table is named as R. Now imagine if this data was available in two different tables named as employees and reporting manager. What we will take? We will take the reporting IDs from the employee table. So the same thing which we are going to do, employees dot reports to. So I'll take this and I'll try to match the employee IDs of the reporting table. So R dot employee number. And when I execute, you can see it is showing me the data related to the same. Now 1056. What's the employee number which is matching? 1002. So it is showing me all the columns and many columns over here. So let me write E dot first name, comma E dot last name. So it will show me the employee names over here, the first name and last name for the same. Now if I do R dot first name, that is reporting table dot first name, to whom this table is being reporting to, so you can see it is being reporting to that person. So first name, let's say this is not first name, this is last name. So if you see the employees table, 1056 is reporting to 1002, and have I got it correctly? The answer is yes, I have got correctly. 1056, that is Mary, is reporting to 1002, that is this email. Now I have got the data. I have done inner join, and that's the reason why it is not showing me the data. Now if I do left join, you can see there is no reporting manager of that employee. 1002 has no reporting manager and it has considered it was null. So we have considered the reporting manager name, r dot last name. What's the name? I can concat this data which is there, concat this as employee. I'll write the name as employee name, and then the next one is concat, and I can write it as reporting manager. So here you can see this is an employee name and there is no reporting manager. This is an employee name. Who is the reporting manager for the same? If you want space, you can give space over here. First name, last name with space. Just there, so it is with separator, it is considering. Just a second. It will have e dot last name over here for us, and you can see there is a space coming along. R dot last name, and it is having that space. So who is the reporting manager of each employee has been shown over here. If you want to know the employee ID, e dot employee number, comma, let's say concat. You can see the employee number of this details, and you want the r dot reports to number, and you can see this as a value. Let's say I forgot a column over here, comma over here. Just a second, let me bring it, and it's a comma. So here you can see the reporting IDs are there, the reporting manager names, it's there. So reports to over here. So if you don't want reports to as a part available, it's fine. You can do this. So employee number 1002 doesn't have any reporting manager. Employee number 1056 has a reporting manager. Employee number 1076 has a reporting manager. Employee number 1088 has a reporting manager. If you can see, 1002 doesn't have. 1056 has a reporting manager as 1002. So this is how self-join will work. A table has joined with itself. So no self keyword is being used to join the table with itself. The concept is created by developers just to know that when a table has an information which was ideally there in two tables, or ideally supposed to be a part of two tables, but it's available in one table. And that's when a self-join as a concept could be used. I can use a self-join with the help of where clause as well. So how I can do it is select star from, let's say I'll take employees as E and employees as R, and in the where condition, I write the condition which I had given. E dot reports to, the employee reports to, the reporting ID should match with reporting table. employee ID. So it is giving me the data. Let's say I use the concat approach, which I did over here. And the same answer is being thrown to me in the outcome. So this is how I can do and perform a concept known as self-join. So I hope you're clear that what is a self-join and how self-join is used to join a table with itself. In the self-join part, we can do a concept of left, inner, outer, or right usually. We don't write a keyword of self-join over here to join a table with itself. It is doing inner, left, right by default over here. So this was all about self-join.